What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the C's News channel with me, as always. It's great to have you here as we dive deep into everything surrounding the Boston Celtics. Today, we're zeroing in on their NBA offseason moves and all the latest news that's been buzzing around the team over the past few days. The offseason can be such a roller coaster, and the Celtics have definitely had some interesting developments worth discussing, so buckle up. Before we get into it, a quick favor: if you're new here or haven't already, hit that subscribe button, smash the like button, and ring the notification bell so you don't miss any of the fresh Celtics content dropping soon. The community here is growing rapidly and the vibes have been mostly great, so thank you all for being part of this. It really makes putting together these videos worth it when I get to hear from you and have meaningful conversations about the team we all love. Now, let's talk about one of the more surprising moves recently. The Boston Celtics waived Jaden Davis. For those who don't know, JD was the reigning G League MVP and someone I was actually rooting for. I thought he had some real potential, although I always had the feeling he might be a bit undersized for the NBA level, given his game style, but he thrived in the G League, and he's been a regular in the Summer League over the last couple of seasons, showing flashes of promise. There was a growing buzz that maybe this season, with the roster construction the Celtics have, JD would finally get an opportunity to stick around and contribute in a bigger role. Unfortunately, the front office decided to cut ties with him, which was a bit of a bummer to see. This move has an interesting impact on the Celtics roster because now they find themselves a roster spot short, meaning there's an open slot on the team heading into the season. This isn't unprecedented for Boston. They've done this a couple of times over the past few years where they enter a new season with a roster spot intentionally left open, likely holding it in reserve for strategic reasons. This time around, getting rid of J.D. Davidson also puts the Celtics just under the NBA's second apron luxury tax threshold by a small margin, which is significant. For those who aren't familiar, being under the second apron helps teams avoid some of the harshest luxury tax penalties, which can really weigh heavily on a franchise's finances and flexibility. So, what does this vacant spot mean? There are a couple of ways to look at it. One possibility is that the Celtics are simply holding the spot open for a while, maybe waiting to see how other moves in the league shake out before deciding their next step. This would align with the idea that the Celtics want to remain under the luxury tax apron, at least for now, since their current roster doesn't look like a team that's poised to be a true title contender in the immediate future. Financial prudence and planning for the long term seem to be guiding their approach. The other rumor swirling is much more exciting for some fans, and that's the idea that the Celtics could be targeting Ben Simmons to fill that final roster slot. Ben Simmons has been one of the hottest names linked to Boston this offseason. According to Vegas sportsbooks and betting odds, Boston is currently favored to be his landing spot should he find a new team, with the New York Knicks and Sacramento Kings also thrown into the mix. There was an especially memorable tweet from Jake Fisher, who's known for breaking some big NBA stories. He said, and I quote, "Ben Simmons' pending decision is reportedly holding up the market for Russell Westbrook." Honestly, that's such a 2025 kind of tweet to me. Just the fact that Ben Simmons, after everything he's been through, is still a key piece in potential big moves is wild. And then, to have him connected with a player like Russell Westbrook, whose own future has been uncertain, only adds to the intrigue. Now, let me be honest here. The chat has been buzzing with excitement at the mere possibility of Ben Simmons joining the Celtics. And while I get the optimism, I have to be realistic. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Fool me 3 times. I think I need to see some serious change before buying into the idea that Ben Simmons is going to suddenly return to his all-NBA, all-defensive caliber form that we last saw pre-COVID. It's been a long time since he's played meaningful basketball, and there's been a lot going on with his health, including reports of back issues, among other things. All signs point to it being highly unlikely he comes back at that elite level. That said, there is a glass half full way to look at it. If you think about what happened with Damian Lillard, who obviously has a much higher ceiling and was considered a huge potential asset for the Celtics before the trade talks, you can give Simmons a similar benefit of the doubt. If he comes on board on a veteran minimum deal, it's not a huge financial commitment. It's a low-risk, high-reward move where if he rebounds defensively, helps with rebounding and ball movement, and maybe even pushes the pace, then great. And who knows? Maybe Joe Matsula can inspire him to watch some classic Celtics grit. Think Jeremy Renner, And Ben Affleck in the town, and that Boston toughness and energy rubs off on him. Maybe he starts knocking down open shots and brings a spark. If that happens, he could become a valuable role player on a team that's not expected to be competing for the East this season. If it doesn't work, then snip snip, he's gone. Boston's got the flexibility to make that call. Personally, though, I lean toward the idea that Boston isn't going to rush into a move here. They seem to be playing it cautiously, holding their cards close as they figure out whether they want to add someone like Ben Simmons or maybe other rumored players like Anthony Simons, Sam Hauser, or Georges Niang. Adding anyone who pushes them back over the second apron could be a financial headache, especially for a team not projected to be a top contender right now, so holding that roster spot open gives them options without committing to early to get a better grasp on what this roster looks like right now. Let's run through it briefly. The Celtics currently have Jaylen Brown, Derek White, Peyton Pritchard, Anthony Simons, Luka Garza, Sam Hauser, Hayden Gray, Hugo Gonzalez, Josh Minott, Georges Niang, Nemanja Bjelica, Miles Norris, Baylor Shire, Max Struss, Jordan Walsh, Xavier Tillman, and Amari Williams. That's quite a list, but if you look deeper, after Jaylen, White, Pritchard, and Simons, the depth really falls off fast. This was highlighted recently by Zach Lowe in a discussion about the Eastern Conference, where he pointed out that after the core guys, there's not much to get optimistic about on the Celtics roster this season. It's a tough pill to swallow, but his point was that Boston doesn't have enough quality depth to be serious playoff contenders. Right now, looking around the East, teams like the Cavaliers, Knicks, Pistons, Magic, Hawks, Bucks, and even Raptors look stronger or at least deeper. The Bucks might be on a bit of a downward slope as their core ages, but even then, their roster still has some serious talent and experience. The Raptors' starting five of R.J. Barrett, Jakob Poeltl, Scotty Barnes, Brandon Ingram, and Emmanuel Quickley is arguably better than what Boston has beyond their top players. That's a reality that has to be faced. What does this all mean for the Celtics? From the way they're acting, it feels like this season is being treated as a gap year, a rebuilding year, or maybe a transitional year. That's something I can accept, even if it's a little disappointing as a fan. I'd much rather see a team competing to push for at least a first seed and try to get out of the first round of the playoffs. But this could be a strategic move to rest some key players. Give younger guys like Baylor Shire, Amari Williams, Luka Garza, and Josh Minott some meaningful minutes and figure out what the future core looks like. If some of these young players can develop and show they belong, Boston could come back strong for the 2026-27 season with a healthier roster and a high draft pick to add to the mix. There's also the matter of Jaylen Brown in his prime years. He's coming off surgery but has already been back in the gym, reportedly working hard with a shooting coach known for helping players get to their spots and improve their accuracy. This is encouraging, especially since Brown will likely have to shoulder an even heavier offensive load this year. With Jason Tatum recovering from injury, defenses will be keyed in on Jaylen, so his ability to improve his shooting and scoring consistency could be critical for Boston's success. Wrapping this up, it's clear the Celtics are in a bit of a holding pattern right now, balancing financial constraints, roster development, and long-term goals. Whether or not they add Ben Simmons or wait it out remains to be seen. But one thing is certain, the team and fans have some interesting times ahead. I'm excited to see how this plays out, and I'm looking forward to hearing what you all think in the comments. Do you believe this is the best path forward? Are you hoping for a surprise trade or a big free agent signing, or are you embracing the idea of a rebuild and development year? Let me know. And if you made it this far without subscribing, seriously, hit that button. It really helps keep this channel going, and I can't wait to bring you more Celtics content soon. But before we continue, please remember to subscribe to the channel and give the video a like. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest news about the Boston Celtics. Feel free to share your thoughts on the news in the comments as well. The Boston Celtics have reportedly confirmed the signing of John Collins, sparking a wave of excitement and speculation among fans and analysts alike. While the team has not officially released a full statement yet, multiple sources suggest that Collins has agreed to terms and will be joining the Celtics roster for the upcoming season. This potential acquisition could be a game changer for Boston, as Collins brings a unique blend of athleticism, scoring ability, and rebounding prowess that could fit well with the team's current core. Rumors about Collins' move to Boston have been swirling for weeks, with insiders hinting at intense negotiations behind the scenes. Known for his time with the Atlanta Hawks, Collins has steadily developed into a reliable forward who can stretch the floor and attack the rim with equal ferocity. His versatility on both ends of the court could address some of Boston's needs, especially in their front court rotation. Fans are already imagining how he might complement stars like Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, potentially forming a formidable trio capable of deep playoff runs. However, some questions remain about how Collins will adapt to Boston's system and whether the team's salary cap situation will allow for a smooth integration. Celtics fans are hopeful but cautious, recognizing that signings like this can sometimes take time to yield results. Still, the buzz around Collins is undeniable, with many speculating that his arrival signals Boston's intent to bolster their championship aspiration. This possible signing comes at a crucial moment as the Celtics aim to regain their dominance in the Eastern Conference. If Collins can bring his best game to Boston, the team's dynamics could shift significantly. It will be interesting to watch how this story unfolds and whether the Celtics front office can finalize the deal without complications. For now, the city is abuzz with anticipation, eagerly awaiting confirmation and the potential impact of John Collins in green and white. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to keep receiving exclusive news about the Boston Celtics, please subscribe to our channel and give the video a like. We always appreciate your comments and opinions. See you in the next video.